Hello everybody, Mark here, and today I'm going to be making what do you call it? Spaghetti, pasta. Pasta, that's it. Now, it's very simple ingredients. It involves just a bag of, just some pasta. This one is fusilli. I think that's the name. That's the name of the shape of the thing. I think I want to try a bit of it. Yeah, it's made from Durham wheat. Anyway, this is a big bag. This is 3 kilos. This is the most economical way at the time I bought this. I don't know how much I got it for, but I can tell you that I have a bag of 500 gram Sainsbury's, which a very basics brand, and that costs 40p. For 500 kilos, for 500 grams, 400. That's 40p for 500 grams. So that's 80p a kilo. So this would have been approximately £3, well, less than £3, 80p a kilo. So what I've done, yeah. So what I've done is on the price of the 500 gram bag, which is 40 pence, I figure I'd use half that in my cup here. What I do, right, so half of 40p is 20p, so that's why I've got 20p on the board. When it comes to measuring pasta, I always use the same cup. I fill the cup up, and that's how much pasta I'm going to eat. A little handy hint for you, because otherwise, you know, if you just guess, if you just use different cups or different containers to fill up, then each time you get a different amount. I always use the same cup to measure the pasta. So we got the pasta. Oh. Whoa, hold it. Alright, turn that down a bit. That's the pasta in the bowl here. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pasta in the pan, and then I'll explain a little bit more about what I've been doing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what I'm putting in here is the chili con carne sauce, which you've seen before in a couple of other videos. It's very nice. It's 99 pence from the co-op. Now that's the trouble. You see, I've had this problem before. The jar is so big I can barely get the spoon in there. Anyway, that's that. So give that a mix. Now what I want to do is just have this simmer away. So I'm going to put it on a 6 out of 12. Now, so before I turn the camera on, what I did the usual thing, put the mince in the frying pan, and simmered that away. Okay, and what it is, it's Co-op's Irresistible minced beef, tender, 10% fat, British beef, or British mince. Now it was £4.39, I got it for £2.63. So I'm using half of this. Actually, then there's the other handy hint. What I did, when I bought this, I brought it home, I opened it, and then got the spatula or a knife or something and cut it in half. There we are. And what I did, just in case I was going to make hamburgers, I cut that half into half again. But I didn't make hamburgers. So, but the thing is, if you freeze this as it is, it's hard as hell to try and get this broken in half. If you only want to make, you know, because you might want to cook the whole thing. You like me, you might only want to cook half. So it's best to open it up, cut it in half, then freeze it. And then when the time comes, you just take out the block that you need. And it's very useful because otherwise, yeah, I mean, otherwise it means you've got to defrost the whole thing, and then you've got to use it up right quick, which may be inconvenient for you, you know. Anyway, okay, use that. Okay, so yeah, back to what I was saying. I can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, what I've done, I took the mince, let it defrost for a while because I fell asleep on the couch. So it's been defrosting for about 3-4 hours. That's nice and thawed. So anyway, I browned it off in the frying pan with a little bit of vegetable oil. Did the usual thing, chop it up, mix it around, make sure all the pink is gone. There's no pink in there until it's all good. And then in the meantime, while you're doing that, you're boiling the water. And once it's boiled to the boil, you turn it, get it to the boil, you throw in your pasta, because that's going to take a good 10 minutes, 10-12 minutes or so, depending on the shape of the pasta. Now, I always use these swirly shapes, or the shells, normally, because there's, you know, you can eat them easily with a spoon. But the long, thin, stringy shapes, they take less time. Other thicker pastas take longer, but roughly 10 to 12 minutes. So you take your pasta, you throw that in the boiling water, you bring it to the boil, then you turn it down to a medium, and then just let it simmer for, you know, whatever time it takes, 10 minutes. Now, this pasta is pretty much done. What you do, if well, whatever shape it is, if you take your bit of pasta, get one on your spoon, take it to the side of the pan and cut it with a spoon. Okay, and if it cuts easily, that means it's you know, it's getting cooked. If it's hard and it's difficult, it's solid and it's difficult to cut in half, that means that it's not quite cooked yet. It's still in its raw stage. You've seen this before, the chili con carne. I've used this, I've heated this up with mince, like I've got here, but then I've thrown it in with rice. Alright, so I've put this with the mince, cooked it up, put it with rice, put it with chips or hash browns or wedges, whatever like that, you know. But today I'm going to be using it on pasta. Now, the ingredients, I'll tell you, it smells really good. You know, it's got tomato puree, chopped tomatoes at 13%, tomato juice, red kidney beans at 10%, onions at 6%, red peppers at 5%, corn flour, sugar, coriander, ground cumin, ground paprika, lime juice, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, coca powder. Christ, yeah, it's got lots of ground black pepper, and it costs 99p, which is pretty much the cheapest of its type in the shop. I do have one here, which is the Dolmio. A reason why I bought this, because it was on special, so it's the same price as the shop brand. So I figured, you know, I'll pick one of them up. Now, this pasta is pretty much done. It's quite soft. You can go over the sort of 10-12 minute mark, but yeah, just a few more minutes left on that. Although you can go over the recommended time, it's not advisable to go way over. But sometimes, if your other ingredients don't cook to the same time, because it's kind of a bit of a juggling act. You know, you've got your mince, then you've got your sauce, you've got your pasta, and sometimes you've got your rice, and other times I might have some wedges in the oven. 3, 4, 5 different ingredients, all cooking at the same time, all with their different cook times. But here, it's all coming together quite well. Oh, now, there we are. Well, I come 260 something for the mince, of which I'm using half. So so the mince, it was quite a big chunk of mince, you know. I mean, it's half the pack of mince. £1.32. The sauce, as usual, is the shop brand. And you can probably buy this in any shop brand, Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco, whichever one's nearest to you. Sometimes I mean, it really does, you know. I mean, this does. It smells good. It's got a few herbs in there. It's quite nice. Still got a little bit left in there, but yeah, you don't have to spend the big money on the name brands. This one's cost 99p. Now the pasta, I've worked out, if by the Sainsbury's it was a pack of 500 grams, if I use half that, that makes 20. Because I don't know what that big bag cost. It would have been around £3 or so. And I would have worked it out at the time that against other brands, just how much I was saving buying a 3 kilo. Anyway, so I figure half of 250 gram bag makes 250 grams in that cup. So that'll work out as 20 pence. So this dinner is going to cost £2.51. Okay. Now, this is going into pasta. If this was going into rice, let's have a look. 11 minutes. Oh, it's not bad. 11 minutes. If this was going into rice, I would definitely add some chips. Actually, I'm going to turn this up slightly to 7. I want to get it bubbling. I would have put, personally, I would have put chips, I would have put hash brown, I would have put wedges, even those potato shapes in an emergency. The potatoes that are shaped like the mushed up potatoes that's shaped like fish. I've had those before. I think I might have a few of them. I would have put those in there in an emergency just to give it some bulk. But as I'm doing it in a pasta, I'm just going to be putting the whole lot into a bowl of pasta. Yeah, now this is coming along quite good. Now I'm going to try a bit of this. I'm going to turn it up to 9 for the last couple of minutes. Yep, very good. Yeah, if I'd have had a bit more time. That's the thing, because like I say, it's a bit of a juggling act. What I would have done was to put a little bit of water. I would have put some water in the jar, swish it around, get the old dregs out of this jar, thrown it in the sauce. Yeah, that's about right. Nice and soft, the pasta. I would have thrown it in here just to let it bubble away. But not to worry. It's all good. Yeah. See, there's the mince, the sauce, everything's in there. That's what we like. Now, give us a mix. The trick is with the pasta, with the sauce here, is to mix it quite regularly, because the saucepan is slightly wide. This is one of those hobs where it's actually a flat surface, and the surface of the ring actually heats up. It's not like an electric ring or nothing. It's the glass surface heats. Anyway, the pan is slightly bigger than the actual ring, which means the heat doesn't go around. This is a big bloody frying pan. This one. It means that the edges don't get heated up as much as the middle, which is a bit of a drag. So it means constant mixing. Right. Now, got the old pasta bowl. Okay, now, then what we need now is the colander. And we're almost done. Right, give this one more stir before I go for the pasta. Now, some people, what I've seen people before do. Oh, actually, there's the other handy hint, which I didn't do. I was watching a video of mine just the other day when I was talking. I put the thing here, the handle sticking out. That's a good way of walking into it. And then if it's got a pan of boiling water, that can go all over. It's just dangerous. Well, I always try and make a habit of turning the handle inwards. So if I'm leaning for some reason, which I wouldn't normally do, lean over the cooker here, you won't walk into it. But if this I've seen people, they do this. They have the handle sticking out. The next thing you do, you're over here, bang, you've hit the handle. Water, food everywhere, and that can be dangerous if you get splashed with hot water. So, as a rule, I always try and keep the handle inwards, just like I've done with the saucepan here of pasta. Okay. Now, yeah, what was I saying? I was saying about the pasta. I've seen people, what they do, they pour the pasta into the colander, let it drain, then they pour boiling water over the pasta. I've done that years ago, before I knew what I was doing. I don't even bother doing that now. You know, I'm not even sure the reason why. I don't know why they do it exactly. But I never bother. Not anymore. Right, and then what I'm doing here is I'm just giving it a shake. Trying to get the excess water off. There we go. Pasta goes in there. Pasta goes in the bowl. There we are. And then the what we need to do, turn everything off. Now, and then as you can see, well, you might be able to see the mince and whatnot has slightly burnt the frying pan because it was actually quite, the sauce was quite thick. I let it boil. Normally, if I had, like I say, if I had more time, I'll pour some water in there, thin it out, and then you know, it'll all be good. But yeah, it just, because I wasn't able to mix it quite as far as I would like, it, you know, it sucks in the pan. But it's not a big thing. You just got to just put some water, hot water, and washing up liquid. Let it soak for a bit. Then it can be easily cleaned off. Anyway, so here we have half a pack of mince, 1 jar of sauce, which, you know, you can use any sauce you like. I'm using Chilli con Carne sauce, but I've used this stuff. This is just bolognese sauce. You can get, you know, especially with this dolmio, you can get lots of different types. Ones with extra onion, or ones designed to put with meatballs. You know. Anyway, but just choose what sauce you need for the job. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Oh, this sauce is good. Let me tell you, because yeah, I mean, you actually see them in here. You got red kidney beans. You got more there. You got 2 here. There you go. Yeah, I mean, this sauce, as a let's see. It's dolmio. There we go. This dolmio one, which would have been roughly the same price because I would have got on special, contains tomato, 69%, tomato paste at 22%, lemon juice, sugar, corn flour, salt, some sunflower oil, garlic, herbs. And then the one I used has the same thing. Chopped tomatoes, it's got tomato, or 13%, it's got tomato juice, but this has red onion, has red kidney beans, it has onions, it had red peppers, it has black pepper, did I say red peppers? It's got all kinds of, you know, cumin, ground paprika, lime, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder. It seems to have a lot more ingredients and it has, you know, has visible chunks of red pepper. It's got lots of visible kidney beans, which the Dolmio one doesn't seem to have. You know, it's a more expensive brand, but it doesn't have all of the good ingredients that the cheaper brand has. You know, I mean, personally, I would like, you know, I'm paying a cheaper brand, but I'm seeing kidney beans, I'm seeing red peppers, I'm seeing all that stuff. Whereas the other one, it doesn't even have it. It's not like it's being blended in, you know, so you can't see it. It's just not there. So with a cheaper brand, you seem to get more of the good ingredients. Now, yeah, so I mean, it really does add to the flavour as well, the red kidney beans. I never used to go for these when I was young, but as you get older, you know, your taste change, and yeah, I like kidney beans now. The pasta's soft. Like I say, you can go over the time limit of the pasta, but not by long. I mean, you go too far over the cooking time, and it just goes to, you know, goes to mush. But the good thing is, if the sauce cooks before the pasta, you can just pour a little bit of water in there to replace all that water vapor that's been losing. And also, that means that the pasta has time to catch up. But in reverse, it's a little bit more difficult. You know, if the pasta cooks before the meat, you just have to turn the meat up in temperature, try and get it cooking a little bit quicker. You know. But anyway, take a look at that. That is really good, and it's tasty as well. I can taste the herbs. It's not. It's kind of warm on the spicy front, but it's really very good. You know, I mean, it's not overly spicy. It's just sort of like mid range. But I don't have a, you know, but I can taste the herbs and the spices. This is good. Anyway, so there you have it. I mean, as quick as so. I mean, I've spent the last 5 minutes eating it and talking, but as always, all I've done before I turned the camera on was to put the meat in the frying pan and basically, you know, fry it down. Break the mince down with a spatula, break it into little, you know, pieces, let it all, to get rid of all that pink. And that's all I've done before the camera, you know, just to keep the time down a little bit. And anyway, there you have it. I hope that was of use to you. And of course, if you wanted, you could add your own extra stuff to fill this up. You know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.